Ladies and gentlemen, this is the main event of the evening.
Hold one, Andre.
You're not good at this. Get out. Let me tell you a personal story about Vince McMahon.
You just made the list.
Oh my God!
Sorry, no speak English.
Dowie. Goodbye and good night. Hold two, on bar.
It's still real to me, damn it!
Dowie.
This is the worst town I've ever been in.
Hold three, the moss covered, three-handle family grudunzel.
Mamma mia!
And now,
Unchained.media presents the B Plus Podcast with your host, Greg Unchained.
It's me, Austin! It was me all along, Austin!
number four, armbar.
I will never retire!
I still got 200 more. I got 200 more holes to list.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the B Plus Podcast. I am your host, Greg Unchained. I am joined for this very special episode. We're going to break down the upcoming card for Melbourne City Wrestling 100, big show that's happening this weekend, just so that anyone who is in Melbourne maybe isn't across what's been happening lately and wants to go and attend, we're going to catch you up to date on what's been happening. And even if you're not in Melbourne, MCW are really good at getting their shows up in the on-demand space. I think MCW 99 actually took only 5 days to be uploaded, so we're really easy to access Melbourne City Wrestling. It's probably the most accessible Australian wrestling promotion. So we're going to break down the card for you, and joining me today to help with that is friend of the show, one of the hosts from On The Turnbuckle podcast. He's kind of been our eyes and ears down in Melbourne, letting us know what's happening at the events. Brent, how you doing, Brent?
I'm good, Greg. How are you?
Yeah, I'm well. It's been I'm really happy that, as much as I loved watching the G1, I'm really happy that it's over because life is kind of starting to return to normal.
Yeah, I'm hearing you there, and also it's a lot to get through every week, even talking about it on a podcast, because you feel like you're leaving everything out or you're talking too much.
Yeah, it's a fine line to walk between the two.
Yes, and we only do one show a week, so there's only so much you can devote.
Yeah, right. So I have a dedicated New Japan episode that I do each week with Mikey, although we're not going to do it for a couple of weeks now. We get to take a break because the next stuff doesn't happen until September 5th. So it'll be nice to take a break from that. I think we'll probably just do some extra bonus episodes anyway because we're crazy like that.
I look forward to it.
Yeah, awesome. So Melbourne City Wrestling 100 this weekend. Are you excited?
Oh, I'm not as excited as I'd be if I'm going to be in Melbourne this weekend. Unfortunately for me, I'm going to Bali tomorrow. So
yeah.
I think Underworld Pro Wrestling Friday, MCW Saturday, and then of course there'd be NXT on Sunday to watch at home. I'll be the only person in Bali who wishes he was in Melbourne.
Yeah,
except for probably all the Balinese people.
That's why I set you up for that one, because I'm like, I know you're not going to be there, so I'm going to ask how excited you are. But yeah, that's pretty crazy. You're probably right. You will be the only person sort of, sitting there being like, oh, I wish I was in Melbourne where it's, cold
yes.
and miserable. But it's not going to be cold and miserable inside the Melbourne Sports and Aquatic Centre. I can tell you that much.
No, and it's a great venue too. I'd love to see how they're going to set it up and things like that. There's so much excitement around them going to a much bigger venue than they've ever been in before.
Yeah, so how many people does the new venue seat?
I'm not sure, because I'm not sure what it's. So the Aquatic Centre's large. It has basketball. It has the swimming area. I know that they've had Commonwealth Games events there, so I don't know how it'll be configured. So it's hard to say. I guess Tweet Ree from Melbourne City Wrestling, she'll probably be able to let you in on that sort of information.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm definitely curious to see how it looks. Whenever someone goes to a new venue, it's always interesting to see how it looks. But you're going to be, like me, you're going to be waiting for it to pop up on demand and watch from wherever you are, I assume.
Yeah, the second it's available.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I'll be jumping on that straight away no matter what I'm doing. So Melbourne City Wrestling is always like that. They're really good shows. It's right up there with the best that Australia has to offer. So let's break down the card. I'm looking at... obviously, we don't know what order the matches are going to go in, but we'll start from the most recent one that was announced. There's a Pick Your Poison 6-pack challenge. Bad Luck Fale versus Robbie Eagles versus Tome Phillip versus Stevie Phillip versus JXT versus Mike Burr. And the winner gets to choose a title and have a title shot.
Yes, it's an interesting one. We were lucky enough to speak to Robbie Eagles last night in our episode that will come out Thursday, and he was talking about how he doesn't know how this match will work because of the contrast of styles of so many of the workers. So Bad Luck Fale obviously is... I can't believe he's on the card because it was such a late announcement.
Yeah.
And then Stevie Phillippe's as hot a young wrestler as we've got in the country at the moment. So his match, like, I was hoping to see, honestly, selfishly, a one-on-one between him and Robbie Eagles. But then you add JXT, who's really over with the crowd, and his match at MCW 99, like, he worked really hard in that match, and I think that he's ready to start setting the standard in his matches rather than just meeting the higher standard of people like Will Ospreay.
Yeah, absolutely.
And Robbie Eagles.
That balcony dive.
The balcony dive was great, but what I almost liked more was him doing the tornado DDT off the wall.
Yes.
Which
That was an amazing spot.
An insane spot.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, he's a really good friend of our show, so we'll be having him on next week to talk through this match, which will be really exciting as well. But Tome Philippe, Stevie Philippe, Mike Burr, who's one of the hardest hitting wrestlers in the country, like, it's going to have everything, that match.
Yeah, it's got a little bit of everything, and Bad Luck Fale's on a bit of a tear at the moment too, so...
He's super hot.
Yeah, with his recent successes. I mean, he went through the entire G1 without getting pinned or submitted at all. He's on a kick at the moment where he's choosing either I win or I don't play at all. So which one are you going to get?
Well, I don't know, but it'll be interesting because of the stipulation around the result of the title shot and the title shot of your choice, which I can't imagine why anyone wouldn't choose the main title, but the heavyweight title. But you never know. They might just want to get in the ring with Slex.
Yeah. Well, Robbie has some unfinished business with the MCW INTERCOMMONWEALTH title, right? So
he does. Yes.
He could want to go back for that one. Everyone else in the match, though, I imagine would probably be gunning for the heavyweight title. And if we'll play some scenarios here, if Gambino walks out still with the title, and if Bad Luck Fale walks out the winner of the 6-pack challenge, you've got a Bullet Club versus Bullet Club title match waiting to happen.
Yeah, and that would excite a lot of people, and that would also get a lot of buzz on the internet, not just in Australia but overseas, which is always helpful for Australian promotions and Australian wrestlers.
Yeah, so it would get some fresh eyes on there, but I think it's a very exciting match. There's a lot of guys there to cram into the match. Do you think maybe sometimes it feels like you're just trying to get everyone on the big card? There's always a risk of that with these kinds of matches.
Yeah, there is, but you don't get an opportunity to see matches like this very much in Australia, where you've got 6 genuinely class workers in one match together.
Yeah.
And if they can do anywhere near the justice that some of the big worldwide promotions do, and I think these particular workers can do that, because you've got your power workers, you've got your high flyers. I think that if they work this match out well, it could easily steal the show.
Yeah, absolutely. I could see that happening. Now, stealing the show for me, even just in the announcement, the return of the Funtime Open Challenge. It wasn't at 99, but Funtime Phil versus ?
Yes, and Funtime Phil, he plays a comedy character in MCW, which he doesn't play in other promotions, but he plays a comedy character here. And although he has never won one of these Funtime challenges, the matches are always barn burners. They're very good matches. He's an underrated worker.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure who it'll be. They're teasing that it could be someone from Australia, someone from overseas. I was thinking it might have been a JXT or someone before his match got announced. So, yeah, I've actually got no clue who it'll be. I guess you've still got, Lindo and Campbell, and you've got a few Melbourne City Wrestling
Alan Payne.
stalwarts that Alan Payne is probably one that would slip into that as well.
That's my pick. If it's not going to be someone from interstate or it's not going to be someone international, I think Alan Payne is going to be the open challenge. That's my prediction.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Potentially, I just hate the thought of Jake Lindo missing 2 cards in a row.
Yeah.
I guess maybe that's where my want for it to be him comes from. And he's been in he was involved in that video package of the big first date at MCW 99, so he could be slipped in there, but I can't see them, as you said, I can't see him keeping Alan Payne and the whole faction off the card.
No, that's where it comes into me, because there's that whole faction. You're getting, again, trying to get as many people into the show. They're going to be there at ringside. There's a lot of stuff you can play with there. Do we think that this is the time Fun Time Phil wins at the big show, the big 100? He's fresh off a hot date, right? He's feeling good. Can he get the job done?
I don't know. I don't know if the storyline's done yet. I mean, I think maybe then that said, maybe Tom Philippe loses his first match in that 6-pack challenge. So you never know. There's a couple of big streaks going through this card, but I'd like to see. It sounds bad. I'd like to see Fun Time Phil's losing streak continue, just because it is a highlight of every show. It is.
It's fun. It's definitely fun. I think at the end of his most recent one, when they set up the date, it was a little bit heartbreaking to see him sit there and sort of turn around, and he couldn't. You know what I mean? And so I'm of the mindset, because I've recently watched that as well again while editing, and I'm of the mindset where I'm like, I don't want to sit there and see him feel so heartbroken again. You know? So
yeah, you could be right. You could be right.
Moving on, we have B. Priestley versus Indi Hartwell versus Avary for the Defiant Women's Championship. Another potential show stealer, really.
I'd look. Let's face it. We're going to say that for every single match, just about.
Just about.
Because
yeah,
the standard of talent on this show is so high. B. Priestley, the first time I saw her wrestle live was at MCW 99, and she's fantastic. I had underrated how good she is. And Indi Hartwell's my favourite wrestler, so
yeah,
obviously I'm pulling for her to win, but obviously I can't see the title changing hands. So, and Avary has come a long way recently. I think she's underrated.
Yeah,
her character work's always been amazing, but I feel like her in-ring work is catching up.
Yeah, definitely. Her match at Underworld really turned my head.
That was violent. I was at that show. It was absolutely violent.
Yeah, so it was a no DQ match against Erica Reed that we're talking about, for anyone who's not aware, and it was a brutal affair. So it was...
And if anyone's seen Randy Orton stick his fingers through Jeff Hardy's earring hole...
They stole that spot.
They stole that spot from Avary and Erica Reed.
Yeah, which they did it better.
They did it away from that.
They did it better. They did it with a screwdriver.
It was yuck.
It's a sight to behold. I felt sorry for her there, because the stretched ears tend to smell sometimes. So it's just the people in the front row probably got a whiff, and it probably wasn't a great time for anyone. But bringing it back, I think you're right. I don't think B. Priestley's going to be losing the strap at all. She recently defended it at the PWA Call to Arms show as well. She defended her strap and her relationship with Will Ospreay against...
That was a strange storyline, I thought.
Against Tough Stuff Ricky South. Yeah, I thought it was great. It's one of those things, though, where we were talking about that on our recap podcast with Big Boy Mikey, who was at the PWA show. He also undersold B. Priestley, but having watched her in Stardom over the last year or so, I've seen her improve from strength to strength. So I was really excited going in. I was like, tell me how that match was. So yeah, I'm looking forward to this one a lot as well. Then we have TD and Lochy Hendricks. So this one's a bit of a grudge match.
Yeah, former tag team partners, and Lochy Hendricks is a completely different character than he was when they were a tag team. It's fair to say.
Yeah.
What I'm looking for from this match, and it's what I'm looking for from a lot of workers, is that the guys who've had the opportunity to get in the ring with Will Ospreay in the last few months, I'm looking for them to now come out and, like, they've seen the standard. I want them to set the standard and be the standard and demand it from everyone else. So Lochy's got the opportunity now to go out and do that. He owns his character. He has to go to the gym with that hairstyle, you know what I mean?
Dedication.
Yeah. So, I mean, he has to live the gimmick. But now he went into the ring with Will Ospreay and he fought an excellent storyline-driven match, and it was an amazing match. In most cards you go to, that would be match of the night.
Yeah.
Now he's got the opportunity to be the guy.
Yeah, absolutely. So it's one of those rising tide lifts all boats kind of things. So, working with Will has definitely elevated Lochy Hendricks, and then now he working with TD, he has that opportunity to elevate, and that's what you're looking for.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm excited. I'm very much a story-driven guy, so I'm really looking forward to this because they have a good story going into it as well. So because
they really do.
He's transformed into this lover boy character, and he has Miami by his side now, and he's wanting to leave TD in the past.
Yes. I mean, you've got to remember as well, like, he got the rub from Crackerjack, who's one of my favourite ever wrestlers.
Yeah. To
become Loverboy. And he's taken that momentum into the Ospreay match. And yeah, I think he's obviously behind the scenes. There's obviously they see him as going to the top with a bullet. It's just now we've got to watch that and wait and be excited to see the transformation and see the development.
Absolutely. Then we have the MCW Tag Team Championship is on the line in a Stone Age street fight. Not quite sure what that means, but it's the Brat Pack against the Prehistoric Death Cult. Now, Stone Age street fight, are we going to see like rocks and boulders and stuff strewn about the ring, like as if it was a kaiju big battle match?
I'm not sure. I think it's more the fact that you've got a caveman and a dinosaur.
Yeah, no, but I'm just throwing it out there if anyone from MCW is listening and you've got like 2 days to prepare it. But the kaiju big battle stuff is really fun. So
Sid's one of my favourite guys to watch. I watched him wrestle on Saturday night in PCW, where he's one of the few guys who works for MCW and PCW.
Yeah.
And his character work, from the moment he goes through the curtain to the moment he goes backstage, he is Sid Parker. And Caveman Ugg coming off an amazing match against Jonah Rock. Those two are going to bring it. And the Brat Pack are underrated. They're good character workers, and Avary will be buzzing around at ringside. That's another one that could be match of the night.
Yeah. Yeah, it came very close at 99 as well. So
Sid and Ugg don't have bad matches.
No, and I'm jonesing for PWA to get that show out so that I can watch the cage match with Jonah, because have you seen the clip? He did the moonsault.
I've seen the clip. I've seen a few clips from that show. There's some absolute gold on that show. I'm really looking forward to it as well.
Yeah, but to bring it back, who do you think walks out? Because the Brat Pack only just got the straps.
Yeah, I don't see a title change. I think that the Brat Pack probably need to keep them for a little while. I think Sid and Ugg may go into some singles wrestling. I don't know. I think it's time for Sid to do some singles wrestling.
Yeah, absolutely.
In MCW, so I see maybe we'll get Ugg versus Sid at some stage, which would be really worthwhile.
Yeah, I'm interesting to see where they go with it, for sure. Like you, I do see Brat Pack finding a way to retain, but how they find that, especially with Ugg's momentum this week.
They seem to tease a little bit of a dissension in the Prehistoric Death Cult. Sid didn't seem too happy with Erica Reed after that match, so how that works into it, I'm not sure. But yeah, I would like to see Ugg versus Sid. I think I'm almost pulling for them to lose just so that I can see that match.
Just so we can get there. Sure. Yeah, I can see that. First time ever, Kelly Ann versus Madison Eagles. I can't believe this is the first time they've faced.
Neither can I. One thing's for sure, it's going to be hard hitting.
Yeah.
And both of these girls, like, I know that Kellyanne's on the record as saying that, Madison's one of her role models, and that's why she decided she could mix it with guys and wrestle guys. And I know a lot of her styles based on what Madison can do. I think this will be... These two women can wrestle and go as well as any man, so this could also be match of the night.
Yeah, they're two of the best workers Australia has to offer. Workers, full stop. And it's one of those things I've started to get kind of like the whole thing with intergender wrestling. I mean, when I was talking to Mikey, he referred to the B. Priestley and Tough Stuff Ricky South match as an intergender match. I'm like, it was just a match, right? Like, they're getting in there and tearing it up. I don't even see the division anymore, which is fantastic. I'm really happy with that. And
yeah, I mean, the only downfall for intergender wrestling is in getting eyes to the product that don't watch a lot of wrestling. It could be off-putting.
Yeah.
I don't know. If I took my partner along to a match, I don't know how much she'd like to see that.
Yeah, I can understand that. I can, but I think that. Yeah, I think that comes down to as well, like, if you're taking someone who's never seen a wrestling show, it's on you as a fan to sort of relay what it means to be a fan and what wrestling is, because wrestling isn't wrestling, right? Like, that's the important thing that we have to remember. So
I know that, and that's what I would relay, but
it can be hard.
Intellectually, it's hard for like someone to think, well, what about little kids seeing this? This is bad role modeling, and I understand that point.
Yeah, I understand both sides of it as well, but I guess it's just because I've been around it for so long that I'm just like, I like to get lost in the fiction, and I don't understand, because people don't feel the same way. Like, it's just like a TV show, But yeah, I do get both sides of it. But this match,
if it's done well, I mean, obviously, it's a heel man that wrestles a woman.
Yeah,
it's never the guy, and the guy probably shouldn't win.
Yeah, generally speaking, that's the way it would go.
Unless it's through cheating.
Yeah. But this match, Kellyanne, Madison, Eagles, we got a bit off topic talking about the intergender stuff, but it's again, as you said, another one that could steal the show. Two of the best workers in Australia. First time ever. Can't believe it's the first time ever, because they've both been around for a decade.
Well, they've been around Australia for a decade. They've been to the same promotions overseas as well. Their careers have been hand in glove. I don't know how they've avoided each other for this long.
Yeah, so it's definitely going to be interesting to see what they can do. Then we have, this is a big one, INTERCOMMONWEALTH Championship, Slex and Will Ospreay. So Will Ospreay won the right to have this match at 99 when he had a match against Stevie Phillip, which I know you believe was match of the night.
I think being in the venue, it was match of the night being there for me.
Yeah.
Just because, like, I rated Stevie, but he seems to get better by the hour, not by the week.
Yeah.
And he did some things that I haven't seen him do before. And Will Ospreay is Will Ospreay, and he didn't hold back. Will, he was as good as he is if he's at the Tokyo Dome. So that's why it was match of the night for me.
Right.
But I do get why Lochy Hendricks would be in the conversation as well.
Yeah.
But with Slex is wrestling as well as he has at any time in his career, which is exciting. I know that my co-host Lyle, it's probably his favourite wrestler. So this match will be incredible. I don't know who will win.
No.
I don't know who will win, because giving the strap to Will just to see it get walked down the aisle at the Tokyo Dome, it would be a worthwhile marketing exercise for MCW.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's one of those things where, again, they're getting the international eyes in, which is something that Will Ospreay's doing a fantastic job with. So, I mean, he tweeted out the image of, or not the image, sorry, he tweeted out the video of Paris De Silva's shooting star DDT at the PWA show, and it's gone viral, And
it has, yes. How incredible is that?
Yeah, it's fantastic for our local guys. And I know there's some people, that'll get it all pure and be like, we don't need the internationals. And it's like, no, we don't. But you know what? If it's the right internationals, and if they've got the right attitude about coming into Australia and actually helping, which Will Ospreay clearly does. everything he's done has been helping to build it up, right? Like, he put over Robbie in a big way. Anyone who says that, I think, don't know what they're talking about, because everything Will's done has been fantastic. And I could see either man walking out with the title here, but it'll definitely bring more eyes to the product, which is always good.
Well, people who say they don't want internationals are coming from the place of us getting has-been WWE wrestlers who were mid-carders and getting them to come out here and beat our talent. People like Ryback and things like that. They're not thinking the internationals are people like Will Ospreay, who is... he's in the conversation for best wrestler in the world.
Yeah.
And he comes out here and he's on record as saying, I love Australian wrestling, I want to help Australian wrestling. I love MCW because of how good they've been to me. He doesn't need to do that.
No, not at all.
He could easily be back in England working in his backyard. But he chooses to come out here and he chooses to work with guys who he can raise up, and we do need that.
Yeah, absolutely. It's kind of you look at it, there's like the two philosophies. You got like the World Series Wrestling versus the House of Hardcore, right?
Yeah.
And there's like, if you're saying we don't need internationals and you're talking about the latter, I get that, I suppose, but I still think it brings eyes to the product, because there's people who go to a House of, like Mikey, who I do the New Japan podcast with and who's a big PWA fan. He was introduced to PWA by going to a House of Hardcore show and watching their guys lose to internationals. So, I think it's still a net positive overall. And Will Ospreay doing a fantastic job. So that's going to be a really good match. Slex is one of the best the country has to offer. So it has been for a while.
He comes out, he looks like a superstar, he acts like a superstar, and he wrestles like a superstar.
Yeah, he is a superstar. Absolutely. In every sense of the word.
Everything.
Yeah. Then we have the MCW. I don't know which one to put first. Which one do you want to go with? The International Showdown or the Championship?
The Championship will go on last if I know MCW.
Yeah, so let's have a look at the International Showdown. Jonah Rock, fresh off losing the PWA title, has got a lot to prove, against Tetsuya Naito.
Yes, and this is a big reason as to why I want to stay in Australia and not get on the plane tomorrow. How many opportunities do you get to see Naito? He's never wrestled in Australia before.
Yeah.
Jonah Rock is one of the best guys to watch. It's going to be hard hitting. It's going to be fast paced for a big guy. Jonah Rock works a really fast pace.
Oh, he can go. Yeah.
This is the kind of match that watching it live will cause long-term Australian wrestling fans to have tears in their eyes.
Yeah.
Literal tears in their eyes.
Yeah, absolutely. And this is the kind of thing, last year, of course, in November, Melbourne City Wrestling had Okada down for a match with Slex, and it's just the kind of thing you never thought you'd see,
And now, we almost expect it. We expect something every couple of shows now, and it's not us being greedy or selfish. It's just us respecting the promotion so much for what they've given us that we're expecting them to give it to us every time.
Yeah, right. After Naito, and with the show coming up on the WWE Super Showdown weekend, I'm really excited to see what they pull out there, because I'm going to be in town for that one. So
yes, and then the next day at Wrestle Rock as well. So.
Yeah, definitely. I think I'm probably going to have to give Wrestle Rock a miss personally, but I'll try not to. But I'm going to need to sleep at some point, I think.
Yeah, I'll sleep someday.
Yeah. Well, there may be a show on Sunday. Who knows, right?
There's one. I think there's going to be one. I think PCW will do something, so you never know. And BCW probably will as well.
That's what I mean. I think there's going to be no shortage of entertainment. And a lot of people are going to be closing in on the town, right? So,
and every wrestling fan in Southeast Asia will be here.
Yeah.
Every wrestler in Southeast Asia will probably be here as well.
That's what I mean, because the wrestlers are fans. So you could even see a PWA potentially booking a venue, I'm not saying they probably won't, but
they wouldn't do that to MCW.
No, because
there's such a close working relationship. They try not to even do shows the same weekends.
But I imagine we will see talent, is what I'm saying, though.
Well, definitely, everyone will be there. I dare say, look, I can't imagine how Robbie Eagles isn't here that weekend.
Yeah. Yeah, so everything, it is, as you mentioned, it's going from strength to strength, and it's almost expected at this point, but it's a great time to be an Australian wrestling fan. And that match is going to be a barnstormer. Then we've got the MCW Heavyweight Championship first blood match, Gino Gambino versus Dowie James, with a special guest referee, Seb Costello.
Yeah, I don't know if getting Seb Costello in is a good move. I mean, he's a Triple M newsreader.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's been a lot with Triple M lately. Melbourne City and PWA both doing things with Triple M, which is interesting.
Yeah, I think if you're going to get a celebrity involved, get a proper celebrity. Seb Costello, his most famous thing is that his dad was Deputy Prime Minister.
Yeah. But I mean, what is an Australian celebrity, though? I mean, maybe I'm too removed from the culture. So, footballers, but other than that, what have you got? I mean...
Yeah, you've got probably footballers and musicians, I guess. But celebrity sort of changed, hasn't it, since we were teenagers?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean,
are there any big... famous for nothing now.
Are there any big YouTubers? I don't even know. See, that's what I mean.
Just walk around the Melbourne Cup birdcage and just grab whoever you can get that's been on a reality show, I guess.
Yeah, but... Yeah, no, I'm not too sure about the special guest referee situation, but I'm curious to see how it plays out, and I'm excited to see...
Also, refereeing is a hard job.
Yes.
The most important guy in the ring just about. So I don't know if he's had training or if he'll be sort of special guest referee outside the ring and come in to make the count. I don't know how it will work.
Yeah.
But it definitely got to work in Dowie's favour.
Well, there's no count really, right? So his job is pretty much just going to be to stay out of the way because it's a first blood match.
Oh, you're right. I forgot about that. Look, Dowie doesn't have bad matches either, so he'll be good. Juicy's juicy. He'll pull out all the stops, and he doesn't mind getting violent and bloody. So
yeah,
I think we might see a title change. I'm not sure though.
Yeah, I'm on the fence. I think I want to see the title go back to Dowie because, I mean, then you're looking at the first ever 3-time MCW heavyweight champion. Yeah,
but I think Juicy's also got people still to wrestle, so you never know.
Yeah.
Dowie making Juicy bleed at MCW 99 leads me towards him losing.
Yeah.
But, look, I've never walked out of an MCW show thinking, I picked the result of all those matches.
Yeah, no, that's the thing too. Is there's a lot of ways it can go, and they're good at booking around it and surprising you either way. So I'm very excited for this match. I'm actually talking to Dowie James later tonight for the Aussie Graps episode. So
that'd be awesome. I think that as a human being, he's one of the best human beings in wrestling. So it'll be awesome to hear that side of him as well as about his career.
Yeah, absolutely. So
his cats.
And his cats. He's a cat man, is he?
Me and him have that in common, yes.
Okay, fair enough. I'll be sure to ask him about that. So
yes,
find out about his cats. So that brings us to that's the end of the show, really. So we've broken down everything. I don't think I've missed anything. That's what I've got looking at as the final card. It's always subject to change. We got to mention that. But
yep,
it looks like a solid show.
I don't want to be off this card though.
No. And it looks like a solid show. For the big 100, they're pulling out all the stops.
Yeah, it's not going to disappoint. If anyone's in Melbourne or going to Melbourne this weekend and you don't have a ticket, get one, get down there. You won't regret it. Even if you're only, half a wrestling fan, you're not going to regret it.
Yeah, absolutely. I will link the tickets in the show notes because tickets are still available. Like I said, we don't know how many people the place is gonna seat, so very excited to see it all go down. And for those who aren't in Melbourne, you can always catch it on MCW Encore On Demand. That is available through Vimeo or Pivot Share. Links, once again, will be in the show notes, so make sure you check it out. Now, before we go home, where can people find you, Brent?
They can find us on the Turnbuckle, so mypodcasthouse.com. You'll be able to download the show, or you can hit us up on Facebook, On The Turnbuckle Australia, or Twitter, On The Turnbuckle. Yeah, any of those mediums. Our Facebook page can be a bit of fun sometimes, so maybe that's the first taste that I get, and then listen to the show. It comes out every Thursday.
Yeah, you guys with your Hell in a Cell and your elbow drop the people you've been contacting has kept me entertained. I've really enjoyed that. And of course, for those listening, we are the B Plus Wrestle on Twitter because wrestling wouldn't fit. The B Plus Wrestling on Facebook and Instagram. I am at Greg Unchained on Twitter and at the Greg Unchained on Instagram. Give us a 5-star review, comment, all that good stuff. Thanks for listening.
Hold one. Arm drag.
You're not doing this. Get out. Let me tell you a personal story about Vince McMahon.
You just made the list.
Oh my God!
So, no speak English.
Dummy, get out.
Goodbye and good night.
Hold two. Arm bar.
This is the worst town I've ever been in.
It's still real to me, damn it. Dummy, get out. Hold three. The moss covered.